Finding surface area from a net is easier than doing it from the three-dimensional figure. This is a right rectangular prism that's opened up and it's flat. Surface area is how much, for example, how much paint would it take to paint this? Whereas if it was in the form of a box, volume would be how much paint would fit inside the box. Some of the lengths over here are missing. If this side is 4, every one of these going across here would be 4. I don't have to actually mark every one of them. And if this is 6, every one of these going across is going to be a 6 also. If this part is a 5, then this part is a 5. And since when the box is folded up, this side would touch this side must also be 5. So in order to find the surface area, all I have to do is find this area of every one of these 6 rectangles, and I'll just start right away. So they're all going to be in meters. I'm just going to put the number in the box. So this one's 30. 5 times 4, this one's 20. 4 times 6, this is going to be 24. And if I skip over, this one's going to be 24. If this side's 5, then this side must also be 5. 5 and 6, this side is 30. And then over here, if this side is 5, this is also 5. And I'd like to point out at this point that if you look at the boxes, I have a 20, then I skip over one and I have another 20. I have a 30, I skip over one, I have another 30. I have a 24, I skip over one. And so every opposite side is going to be the same area. So to find surface area, then all I would do is then add all these up. And I'm going to just add up the duplicates. So 30 and 30 is 60, 20 and 20 is 40, and 24 and 24 is 48. And if I add all these together, I get surface area equals 60 and 40 is 100. So this is 148 meters squared. And the reason why it's squared is because this is area. So just as one of the rectangles would have an area in square units, so would all of them on a flat surface. Here we have a square pyramid. The base of the pyramid is a square. You can have a triangular pyramid. You can have a pyramid with anything at the bottom at the base. And if you had a circle at the bottom, that would be a cone. This one is a common net that we would work with, so I'm just going to freehand draw this. Since this is a square, all of the triangles will have the same size base. Since they all meet in the same point up here, every one of these triangles is congruent to each other. So in order to find the 4 triangles, let me just put in the square is 16 inches squared. And each of the triangles, we would do area equals 1/2 base times height. You have 1/2 times 4 times 3.2. And we can get rid of the fraction right away by just taking half of one of the numbers. So this would be 6.4. Therefore, all of these triangles here are 6.4. So now to find the surface area, I'm just going to add all of those together. So I have 16 and then 6.4. We can do 6.4 times 4. There's 4 triangles. Gives us 25.6. Now the surface area here is 41.6 inches squared. Here we have a triangular prism, and when you open the triangular prism up into a net, it looks like this. So I've gone ahead and I've labeled some lengths for some of the sides here. And if this side over here is 5, and it doesn't look it because not to scale, it's not accurately drawn, this side must also be 5. I'll just label that 5. This is 4.5, so every one of these lines is also 4.5. And then if this is 5, then this one must be 5. And the two triangles, because they're triangular prism, they're going to be identical. So we'll go ahead and we'll label the area of each of the individual rectangles. So I have 3 times 4.5. I'm cheating and using a calculator off to the side. So this is 13.5. This one over here, this is 4.5 times 5. So this one is 22.5. So is this one here. So now for the triangles, I have area equals 1/2 base times height. So that's 1/2. And the base of the triangle, now if this side's 3, this side is 3. So I have 3 and 5. So it's probably best here. We'll do half of 15, which is 7.5. So each of these is 7.5. Now what we do is we just put surface area equals, so 7.5 is 15. And then we have 22.5 and 22.5, well that's 45. And the final one is 13.5. And I just add. And the surface area here is 73.5 centimeters squared. Not so bad for being really sick. All right, I hope this helps.